The storm was raging that night, the kind that makes you grateful for a warm roof over your head. Rain was lashing against my windows, and thunder was rattling the whole house. I was just about to settle in with a book when I glanced outside. The streetlights were casting these long, eerie shadows, and that's when I saw it. A tiny, huddled shape under the flickering light at the end of my street. At first I thought it was just a pile of wet leaves or trash, but then it moved. My heart just sank. I grabbed the biggest umbrella I could find, a thick blanket, and my emergency pet carrier. I knew I couldn't just sit there. Stepping outside was like walking into a wall of water. The wind was howling, and I could barely see a few feet in front of me. As I got closer, the shape became clearer. It was a dog, a small one, soaked to the bone and shivering so violently it was heartbreaking. He was pressed against the cold metal pole of the streetlight, as if trying to find some imaginary shelter. He looked up as I approached, his eyes wide with fear. He was so skinny you could count his ribs, and his fur was matted with mud and rain. He let out a soft, almost silent whimper. I knelt down slowly, trying not to scare him more than he already was. "Hey there, little guy," I said softly, holding out my hand. "It's okay. I'm here to help you." He flinched at first, but he didn't run. He just watched me, trembling. There was no aggression in him, just pure terror and exhaustion. I gently wrapped the warm, dry blanket around him. He was so cold, it was like holding a little block of ice. He resisted for a second, then seemed to realize the warmth was a good thing and leaned into it. The relief in his little body was palpable. I carefully scooped him up, blanket and all, and he was surprisingly light. He didn't struggle. It was as if he'd used up all his energy just trying to survive the storm. I placed him gently into the pet carrier, making sure the blanket was snug around him. Back inside, the warmth of the house hit us. I took him straight to the bathroom and set the carrier down on a pile of old towels. When I opened the door, he just stayed there, curled in a tight ball, still shaking. I got a bowl of fresh water and a small amount of my own dog's food, not wanting to upset his stomach. I placed them just outside the carrier. For a long time, he just watched me, unsure of what was happening. This poor soul had clearly been through so much. Who knows how long he'd been out there, alone and fending for himself. After about 20 minutes, he cautiously poked his head out. He sniffed the air, then the food. His little nose twitched. Then, very slowly, he started to eat. He ate like he hadn't seen food in weeks, but he was gentle about it. It was the most beautiful thing to see. While he ate, I started running a shallow, lukewarm bath. He was covered in so much grime. I knew a bath was necessary, but I was worried about stressing him out even more. Bathing him was an exercise in patience. He was scared of the running water, so I used a cup to gently pour it over him. As the layers of mud washed away, I could see he was a beautiful little terrier mix, with scruffy white and brown fur. I also saw how many cuts and scrapes he had on his tiny body. My heart ached for him. What kind of journey had he been on to end up in this state? I washed him with a gentle dog shampoo, talking to him the whole time in a calm, soothing voice. After his bath, I towel dried him as best I could and then used my hairdryer on the lowest, quietest setting. He was still nervous, but he seemed to understand that I was trying to make him comfortable. Once he was mostly dry, I wrapped him in another clean, fluffy blanket and held him on my lap. And then, for the first time, he relaxed. He let out a big sigh, rested his head on my arm, and closed his eyes. In that moment, holding that warm, breathing little creature, I knew he was finally starting to feel safe. The next morning, the storm had passed, and the sun was shining. I took him to my vet first thing. They checked him over, treated his cuts, and gave him his first round of vaccinations. The vet estimated he was only about a year old. The best news: he didn't have a microchip, which meant I could officially begin the process of making him a part of my family. I decided to name him Sparky because I found him under a streetlight, a little spark of life in the dark storm. Today, Sparky is a completely different dog. He's playful, confident, and endlessly affectionate. He loves chasing balls in the backyard and snuggling on the couch with my other dog, who has accepted him as his new brother. His transformation is a powerful reminder that a little bit of kindness can change a whole world. He's no longer the terrified, shivering dog I found under a streetlight. He's home. Thank you so much for joining us on this emotional journey. Sparky's story is a testament to the resilience of animals and the importance of rescue. If you were touched by his story, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more heartwarming rescue stories. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.